What I just want, mention my next book. It's called How to Know a Person, The Art of Seeing Others Deeply and Being Deeply Seen. I just want us to get better at the skill. If I meet you, I can make you feel seen, heard, and respected. And we live in a culture, I think it's just an epidemic of blindness, where Republicans and Democrats look at each other in blind incomprehension. Depressed people feel that no one knows them. Black people feel their daily experience is not understood by whites. It's just, we live in now a mass multicultural democracy with a lot of diversity, and our social skills are inadequate to the democracy we inhabit. We just have to be a lot better at, when we're looking at someone across some difference, of being able to get inside their head a little. Not all the way, we're not going to be able to do that. But to say, yeah, I get you. A little bit, I get where you're coming from.
How can one person do that? If they've come up in and they're surrounded by a very dehumanizing sort of culture, how do you start to break that pattern?
Yeah, well, I spent 4 years answering that question. And I in the book, I try to walk people through, like, what gaze? When I look at you, or anybody, I'm looking at somebody made in the image of God. I'm looking a little in the face of God. I'm trying to look at you with the eyes that Jesus used to look at people. That's my ideal. And so that's when we meet somebody, and this is just the first encounter, we're each asking a question, often unconsciously: am I a person to you? Do you respect me? And the answers to those questions will come in the eyes before they come in the mouth. So even that first gaze is tremendously important. I don't care if you're religious or not religious. Treating other human beings as if they're made in the image of God is a prerequisite for treating them with the kind of respect and dignity they deserve. So that gaze is the first step. But then we hang out. How do you hang out? How do we have conversations? We just have to be a lot better at having conversations and turning those conversations into story conversations. And so, for example, I've learned I never ask people, what do you believe about this? I ask, how did you come to believe that? And then they're telling me a story. And we like here in Washington, we have these Sunday talk shows. And newsmaker gets on, journalist asks a bunch of gotcha questions, they give a bunch of canned answers. I don't know, it's not that interesting to me. Why don't we just say, why'd you get into this? I have a friend, Monica Guzman, who says, she always asks, why you? Why was it you who did that? And then you get a story, and it would just make better, more interesting shows in my view, but it would also lead to a better politics. If we why'd you get in? Why are you doing this? And then you get the story of their families, some grandfather, grandmother, and influence. And you got a human being in front of you.